love. Still such an odd word to me. Every time it exists, my mouth exits my mouth, I feel strange. But I'll continue to tell it to Yuri, because this is the girl I fell in love with. Oh, okay. Yuri is pretty good at helping me at feeling better. Good on you, Yuri. January 5th, a very important day because today is Yuri's birthday. Is it? I didn't even know that. And I have something very special planned for today. I checked the time, 6 AM. I woke up. Hey, it's the end of my shift. It's the end of my shift. Hey, goodbye, good night, good day, everybody. See you tomorrow night. I woke up extra early to prepare. Today shall be perfect. And this early morning sun says agree. Says agrees? What on earth does that even mean? I mean, I know what you mean, but that sentence was weird. First things first, I have to make sure the gift is ready. I pull out my phone and dial a number. Hello? Yo, Kenji, can you do me a favor? Kenji's an old friend of mine from school. What do you want? I begin to tell Kenji the surprise I need him to help me with. I don't know, man. What's in it for me? Why don't we just call it even for when I gave you money for pizza? I told you I'd pay you back, man. Look, can you do it or not? Sure, I'll do it. Us guys gotta stick together. Thanks. What the fuck? That has to be a reference to something, I don't know. I don't mention who the surprise is for, because I'm pretty sure Kenji doesn't like women for whatever reason. What? Anyway, with that done, it's now time to start the next phase of the plan. By the time I'm almost done cooking, Yuri walks down. Mark, what is this? Waffles. They smell amazing. I scoop the waffles off the pan and place them onto the plates. Yuri? You have been served. How many times you can say that? Thank you. Yuri reaches to grab the plate, but I intercept her. You know, in some countries it's tradition to kiss the cook. And what country is that? Italy? Yuri gives me a quick stare before breaking into a smile. Very well then. She gives me a quick kiss and then proceeds to grab her plate. You seem to have brightened up this morning. Of course, today is a special day. It's not that special. I imitate her voice. It's not that special. Yes, that is how you spell sarcasm. With random fucking capital letters everywhere. It's not that special. Of course it's special. And we're going to celebrate. What do you normally do on your birthday? Normally I spend them alone. Well, this is awkward. Anyway, I have some plans for us today. And what are those? I wag my finger in front of Yuri. Nope, it's a surprise. Throughout our conversation, Yuri and I have already finished up breakfast. I'll take that for you. I grab the plates and place them in the sink. Mark, you can't ignore what happened yesterday. Where did that come from? What do you mean? You're acting all bouncy and cheery. It's a complete 180 to how you were behaving this past week. I dropped my cheery facade. I'm sorry. But believe me when I say I'm not depressed anymore. I want to move on. People who dwell on the past get left behind. So how about we get out of here and start our day? Okay. Yuri and I find ourselves walking through downtown. Also, by the way, as a bit of an observation, meanwhile, I find it pretty interesting how this guy is actually turning into Sayori, essentially, or doing exactly everything that Sayori did. It's a bit strange, like blaming yourself the whole time, trying to make everybody else happy, hiding your own feelings, not wanting any help. Well, this guy did accept the help in the end, but you know, like he's turning into Sayori. Yuri and I find ourselves walking through down... Oh, I already read that. Let's look at the first thing on our list. I pull out a slip of paper. May I see? No, I told you it's a surprise. Now let's see. I hold the paper close to my face so Yuri can't see. It's blank. I never wrote any plans. I never wrote my plans down on it. Alright then. I crumple the slip of paper and jam it into my pocket. Let's go this way. That would be amazing, by the way, if you like pretend that you've written shit on that paper and then every time like look at it, oh yeah, okay, and then you like do stuff and then at the very end of the day, there's there's one more thing on this page and then I want you to read it and then you give it to Yuri or give it to the person, you know, and then it's completely blank or whatever. Or it just says kiss me or whatever, something like that. Like, you pretend that there's a humongous list of shit that you've planned everything out, but then at the end you show that it's just a blank paper or whatever, or there's like nothing interesting written on there, and you've just improvised the whole thing. It just improvised the whole thing. That would be pretty awesome. Alright, here we are. What is this place? It's a poetry slam. I hope you don't expect me to read in front of people. Don't worry. We're just here to enjoy ourselves. Ooh. Looks like a jazz club or like a comedy stand or whatever. It's dark in here with the exceptional spotlight shining in on an area at the end of the room. Yuri takes a seat at an empty table. I'm going to grab us some drinks. Yuri nods in acknowledgement as I walk towards the bar. Ah, there's the bar. I rest my arm on the bar and wave over the bartender. I'm trying to be a cool guy over here, I guess. What can I get you? How about a menu? She hands me the menu and walks away. I read it over. What the hell is this? It's all just weird vegan meals and hipster drinks. Fuck! Fuck me sideways. Why did I... What kind of godforsaken place is this? I get the bartender's attention. These are some weird ass menu items. Yeah, we only do fully organic menu items here. We don't believe in the consumption of ravaging dead animals to fuel our human bodies. And all of our drinks here are made with only fully organic and imported ingredients straight from South America. I stretch my neck over her shoulder to see a crate of avocados from Mexico. Mexico is not technically South America. Mexico is part of North America, right? I'm pretty sure Mexico doesn't count as South America. Could be wrong about that, but if I'm wrong, then no, I'm not wrong, because Mexico is way too close to the United States to be considered South America. That's insane. We only use ingredients found in the wild, untouched by the tyrannical hands of men. Men? Like, do you mean like humans in general, or just like males? Because either way, I believe it should be with an E then. Well, okay then. In that case, I'll just have 2 waters. Like, I love it. After all, like, she's like, oh yeah. It's like she's a or I don't know if it's is it a her or a guy? It doesn't say. Like, the guy is like, or the person, the bartender is like spewing over, like, oh, finally I can like vent a little bit, and then I'm just like, yeah, I'll just take 2 water, and you know, like with some government influence, and I'll just be on my way then. In that case, I just have 2 waters. Whatever, nerd. Oh, it's a her. Okay. The bartender rolls her eyes at me, and then unenthusiastically pours the drinks. Thank you. Boo-hoo. I arrive back at our table. Here you go. I placed it. How stupid was that look? I give Yuri 2 glasses of Yuri and I a glass of water. Yuri doesn't acknowledge me. She's entranced by the poet performing. Okay, good. I wouldn't exactly say this is my ideal hangout spot, but if Yuri is enjoying herself, then I'm happy as well. Yeah, exactly. It's her birthday, so it's about her. I listen to the poet on stage. He's some tall dude with I haven't even read the entire description yet, but I love how nonchalant he is. He is like some tall dude or with thick rimmed glasses, torn jeans and wavy hair. So he's a hipster then, I guess. Or what? Tall dude, thick rimmed glasses, torn jeans and wavy hair. Yeah, okay, well, I have thick rimmed glasses, sort of. Don't have torn jeans. And I definitely don't have wavy hair. I stand there, lost in my thoughts. A butterfly watches me. I emerge from my cocoon. And I join the butterfly. And I fly. I fly. He takes a bow and the crowd erupts into style. I can only snap with my right hand. Can't do it with left. I'm not a poet, but apparently talking in short bursts is what you're supposed to do when performing. Suddenly another man walks onto the stage. He leans into the microphone. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have a short intermission. He walks off and the room slowly begins to fill with people's conversations. I lean over to Yuri. This is pretty cool, huh? Yuri looks at me. It's rather extravagant. It reminds me of when we first shared our poems to each other. I'm glad you like it. I remember I used to be so nervous around you. Yeah, it really makes me happy to see you come out of your shell. I never would have thought my life would turn out like this. Yuri appears to be reminiscing about her past. You mind if I ask you a question? Go ahead. What got you into writing exactly? That's a great question. I wouldn't say it was exactly one thing that got me into writing, but if I had to choose one, I would say the biggest influence was my mother. My mother was very adept in literature. She loved Shakespearean classics especially. When I was a little girl, she would always read to me. Whenever she went away on business, I would read to myself. Whenever I did, it almost felt like she was still there, reading with me. Around the age of 11, I began writing my own short stories to share with my mom. Whenever she came home from a trip, I would immediately rush towards her. "Mommy, mommy, look," is what I would tell her. "I wrote a story for you." And then my mom would make us each a cup of tea, and we would sit on the couch as I read the story I wrote. When I look back on it, they weren't really that good. Oh, you're 11, that's fine, Yuri. When I was 11, I also thought I was gonna be a fucking writer or something. I don't know if you're. It's really pouring with rain outside. I only saw like one flash of lightning outside, but and that was it. It's like nothing more. But it's pouring with rain outside now, which is actually quite nice because it was extremely fucking hot today. So this will hopefully cool down the temperatures a bit because I don't like summer. Oh, that's just the noise of all the rain. Okay. Thought like, I was just talking about I didn't hear any lightning or any thunder, and then all of a sudden I hear a noise, like what the hell? But no, that's just the rain coming down even harder, so there's rain going on if you're... I don't know if the mic picks it up, but if you hear something weird, muffled weirdness going on in the background, it's rain. Anyway, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, like when I was, I don't know, I guess I was also 11 or some around that age, but I also thought that I was going to be like a writer or something. I wrote like little 6-page comics, or drew little 6-page comics for my classmates when I was in primary school, and I thought they were awesome. But I look back and I was like, okay. Like I remember one which was about a guy. Like it was 6 pages, right? So it was a guy about about an assassin trying to assassinate somebody, and his plan was to dress up as a pizza delivery guy, and as he was And then one of the pizza slices was his dagger, because a dagger is also like a triangle or something. So that was the thought. And then he would ring the doorbell, and then with his pizza, and then he would grab the knife and throw it at his face. And then, but he was so fast, he accidentally threw a pizza slice at his face instead of the knife. And that was the comic. It was like one page, like in 6 pages, and then that was the comic. And I thought it was hilarious and it was amazing, and I showed it to everybody at school, and you know, like. And now when I look back at it, it's like, what the fuck? It's like, no, that's okay. That's pretty crappy. But yeah, it's okay, Yuri. At that age, that is not a great story, but who cares? But yet they hold a lot of value to me. Wow. That's really sweet. It's nice to take a trip down memory lane every once in a while. Thank you, Mark. For what? Because you're the first person to bring me that same feeling of joy I used to have with my mother. Yuri looks back towards the stage. It warms my heart hearing that she would put me on the same level as her mother, and hearing about all the memories she has makes me want to protect her even more. I turn my attention back to the stage. It looks like they're preparing for the next performer. I peek next to the stage to catch a glimpse of who it is. I see a teen girl with emerald eye. Oh, is it Monica? And a white bone hair. Yeah, it's Monica. Oh shit. Yuri? Huh? Let's get out of here. We got more places to go to. But we just got here. And what about the next performance? Don't worry about it. I grab her hand and we rush out the club. Yeah, that was Monica. Oh, is Monica gonna be everywhere now? Oh, that would be scary. Alright, let's continue on. We spent a few hours exploring downtown before returning back to my place. Yuri is getting ready for our next destination. I'm treating her to a fancy dinner. Yuri comes back down. Wow, you look beautiful. I'm wearing the same thing as I was earlier. I know. You just look beautiful no matter what. Yuri looks away shyly. Well, shall we? I hold my hand out for Yuri. Let's go. She places her delicate hand in mine and we take off. Ah! A restaurant. With a sort of like Japanese background or painting. We take our seats at our booth. Mark? This is beautiful. Looking around seeing all the rich people with their rich people clothes on, I feel a little out of place. I wonder if Dr. Langton eats here. I probably look embarrassing right now. What do you mean? Everyone is dressed so classy here. Meanwhile, I just put on regular clothes. We stick out so much because of me, don't we? It seems to be really bothering her. I mean, I'm not really bothered by it. Yuri, listen. It's really not a big deal. Nobody is staring at you. And if they are, it's most likely because they're shocked that such a beautiful person can exist. You don't really mean that. I do. Thank you, Mark. Also, you could have also said that I am probably wearing casual... wow, casual clothes as well. The waiter comes by and places menus before us. How are you two doing today? Great. Wonderful. May I start you off with any drinks? I'll just have a water. He scribbles in his notepad before turning to Yuri. And for you, ma'am? Why didn't we start with Yuri? Shouldn't you start with the lady first, always? I thought it was a fancy restaurant, what the fuck? May I have some Cabernet? Whatever that may mean. I raise my eyebrows. The waiter opens his mouth for a second, but closes it back up and writes the order. Yuri looks and acts fairly mature and older than what she actually is, but I'm still surprised he didn't ask for an ID. Okay, so it has to be something with alcohol in it then. Will that be all? That's why I don't know it, because I don't drink alcohol. Yeah. He walks off. Oh, it's a wine. Okay. Wine? Only a little. If that's okay with you. Hey, it's your world, Yuri. I'm just living in it. Seeing her shyly giggle makes all the money she is going to cost me worth spending. It's like, oh yeah, it's gonna be pretty damn expensive. Now, don't get too tipsy on me, alright? We still have other places to go after this. I won't, I promise. We pick up our menus. I nearly go into cardiac arrest. These prices are outrageous. I try hard not to show any facial expressions to Yuri. Mark, these prices are very high. I can help pay for... Don't worry about it, Yuri. You don't have to worry about money today. Thank you. The waiter returns. But if you choose something expensive, I'm gonna kill you. The waiter returns, drinks in hand. Are you two ready to order? He pulls out his pen and slaps it against his notepad. May I have the smoked salmon? Fine, sure. Yeah, smoked salmon is nice. And it also makes sense. It's pretty funny because in Blue Skies, Yuri taught me how to make salmon, so... Both in the game and in real life. Expensive choice. He turns to me. Yeah, salmon is expensive, that's right. And for you, sir? Oof, all of these are so pricey. I'll have the... Fettuccine Alfredo. Fettuccine Alfredo! Or something, I don't know. I like pasta. No, I don't. I actually... It's pretty ironic that like, a Roman-themed YouTube channel and I don't like pasta. I love pizza, but I don't like pasta. I don't know why. It's just... My mom used to like pasta. My dad loves pasta, but I don't. I don't know what it is, but I just don't. It's kind of like 2 negative makes a plus, but in this case it's 2 plus make a negative or something. I don't know, but I just don't like pasta. I mean, I don't find it disgusting or anything, I just don't like to eat it. But, like, you know, when I go out to dinner, but when I eat when I eat with friends or whatever and they make pasta, it's not like I'm gonna say, I don't like that or whatever. I'll eat it. It's like, again, it's not like I'm disgusted by it or anything, but I just like anything else. I don't know why. I don't know why I just don't like pasta, I just don't. It's a relatively cheap menu item. Is chicken okay, or do you want to upgrade to shrimp for a few more dollars? Who do I look like, Bill Gates? No thank you, it's fine how it is. Of course. He takes some menus and heads off. Hopefully Yuri doesn't catch on how nervous I am about paying for all of this. Then again, I only have myself to blame for picking this place. The waiter returns with our meals. Enjoy your food. You too? Wait. Yeah, he was gonna say it. I stop myself from accidentally saying you too as he walks off. I dig in. The pasta is amazing. The texture of the noodles is super smooth combined with the sauce. Together they make a fantastically savory flavor. I can spot a few grill marks on the chicken beneath the white of Alfredo. It's cooked perfectly even, which only adds to the already great meal. Wow, okay, the rain is over outside. Yuri starts to dig into her meal as well. Judging by her face, her food is just as good. I can smell the salmon from where I sit. The aroma coming from the plate makes me feel that I'm in a resort on a private island. Are you also getting a nostalgic feeling from this place? I crane my neck left and right. Growing up, my parents didn't really have a lot of money, so coming to a place like this was a rare commodity. Not really. My family and I usually ate at home all the time. Very rarely we would go out, more or less to somewhere as fancy as this. When I was a little girl, my mother and I would often go to places like this. She was a big fan of wine. So is that where you got it from? Where you get it from? Perhaps? A large smile grows on my face. Yuri has such a contagious laugh. I guess just listening to the music just brings me back. Also, just being here with someone I truly care about is very nice as well. My cheeks begin to turn the same shade as Yuri's half-eaten salmon. You don't have any fond memories of your parents? Fond memories. I subconsciously start to rub my chin. I remember one thing. I begin to chuckle to myself, recalling the memory. Is that so? Way back when my mom was in the kitchen cooking, and she had all these spices and ingredients sitting on the counter. Me, being the nosy 9-year-old I was getting in the way a lot. Eventually my mom got pretty annoyed and needed a way to get me out of the kitchen. Now my mother was a very creative lady, let me tell you. She pointed to a bottle and said, "Sweetie, can you hand me that?" So I grabbed the brown bottle and all of a sudden a sweet aroma filled my little nostrils. The bottle smelled like I had walked into a bakery on an early Sunday morning. Mom looked at me and asked if I liked that smell. I nodded my head vigorously in response. With a sadistic grin, my mom looked at me and said, "Why don't you take a sip?" Me being the naive 9-year-old I was, pressed the bottle against my lips, tilted my head all the way back and took a huge swig of whatever liquid was inside. What happened next? What happened next will shock you. Subscribe now to find out. As soon as that stuff touched my tongue, it felt like my mouth was rinsed out with perfume. I completely spit out what I drank on the floor and nearly threw up. Or maybe I did throw up, I don't really remember. All I remember was my mouth tasted like a car tire and my breath smelled like peppermints. I'm sorry, that's just extremely funny. My mom thought so too. Turns out the bottle was straight vanilla extract. And the reason my mouth tasted like perfume, like a perfume department, was because vanilla extract contains about 40% alcohol. That must have been awful. It was. But I guess when I look back on it, it's actually a really nice memory of what my family used to be like. Yuri shifts her body and places her hand over mine. It's as warm and soft as always. It makes me wonder what kind of hand soap she uses. Okay, how about a toast? Okay. Yuri raises her Cabernet. It's wine, so I guess it's French, so you don't pronounce the T in that case. And I follow with my water. Here's to the ones we hold in our arms. Here's to the ones we keep close to our hearts. Here's to the one I choose to live by. Together till death do us part. That was an oddly poetic toast, but I pay no attention as I watch Yuri's wine glass approach mine. Ding! And together our glasses collide and shatter all over the table. With a full stomach, I push my plate aside and call for the waiter. He hands me the bill. Alright, let's see. I read the bill. Exclamation mark. If I was attached to a heart rate monitor, it'd be going off the charts. Is everything okay? Yeah! What, do you think a little bit of money is going to put me down? I hand the waiter my card. Are you sure you don't want me to? I wave my hand up to signal her to stop. It's perfectly fine. It's just money. The smile on your face, however, that's priceless. You sure know how to treat a lady, right? Just doing my boyfriend duties. The waiter hands me my card. Plus, you already know how I get my money. The waiter gives me an odd glance. Great, now he probably thinks I'm some sort of drug dealer. Is there anything else I can do for you? Leave. No, this was really great. You two enjoy your evening. He walks off. Evening? I check my watch. I'm not wearing a watch. I check my phone. The sun will be setting soon. Alright. I clap my hands twice. Next destination. I drop my tip on the table and we take our leave. Well, it's always noon in this park, so it's okay. After our lunch, we decided to take a walk through the park. It's a nice afternoon, perfect for my last surprise. Mark, where are we going? Back to our special place. Yuri practically glows. I like that place. I know. I think it'd be a great place to watch the sunset. That would be wonderful. Here we are back at the clearing. Hopefully Kenji went through with... Oh yeah, we asked that guy for a favor. With the favor I asked of him. This is truly breathtaking. Yuri is off in the distance, already encaptured by the scenery. With that, I sneak off behind some bushes. This is where Kenji planted the supplies. I come back to Yuri. Yuri? Yes? She turns around and freezes. Her mouth falls to the floor. She doesn't utter a single word. In my hands is a baby cherry blossom. I had to pull a few strings to get it, but seeing the look on Yuri's face tells me it was all well worth it. You can't have a birthday without a birthday present. I slowly lower the tree onto the ground. How did you... I know some people. Yeah, okay. It's a good thing that waiter isn't here, because then he definitely thought I was like a drug dealer or a mob boss or something. So he continues to stare at the baby Sakura. Yeah, that's very clever. It's a reference to the book. I don't know what to say. Hold that thought. I run back over to the bushes. There's also 2 shovels laying on the ground. I pick them both up and return to Yuri and the baby tree. Would you like to plant it with me? Yuri stares dumbfounded. Oh, you probably don't want to get your outfit dirty. Yuri grabs one of the shovels. For a second, she stares deeply into my eyes before pulling the shovel out of my hand. I would love to. Ah, nice. That's pretty nice. We didn't get to see the sunset, but we did plant our tree. He stepped back to admire our work. Looks more like a flower, actually, but I guess that's a tree. Yeah, well, those are the cherry blossoms, I guess, right? So I guess that checks out. Well, I did most of the work, but I won't say anything to Yuri. There it is. I don't know what to say, Mark. You've really outdone yourself. This is without doubt the best moment of my life. And it's all thanks to you. Oh, don't mention it. I'd give you the world if I could. But I can't, so I guess we'll settle for a tree. We share a small laugh. A laugh that warms my heart. Yuri stares fixedly on the cherry blossom. Should we give it a name? A name? Well, we planted it together. It's kind of like our child in a way. We'll take care of it, watch it grow. I'm not good with names. How about... Oh, that's actually pretty cool. A name. I don't know, I think that is a pretty decent name. I mean, I guess she's still alive, because she's in a coma, she isn't dead, but... I hope Yuri doesn't find it too weird, but I think Sayori would be a very good name to give it. How about Sayori? Of course, she's just gonna say, I like that name, doesn't matter what you put in there. I like that name. And I guess that's its name. We stand there for a while, watching, enjoying each other's silence. It's not an awkward silence, it's rather relaxing actually. Yuri and I simply being in one another's presence. Even with the sky full of stars, I prefer to stare into her eyes. A cold breeze blows through, reminding us of how late it has gotten. Are you ready to go? Not really, but I know it's probably better to leave before it gets later than it already is. I intertwine my hand with hers and we walk home. After a long day, I shower and head to bed. Yeah. I flop down onto my mattress. What a day. I hear the water in the guest bathroom turn off. I flash back to the events of today. It couldn't have been more perfect. It's a shame school starts back up in a few days. I grab my calendar. Next Friday marks the winter festival. School likes to welcome people back for the holidays with a festival. It's a way to ease back into school life after vacation. Even more so, however, it's also a way for clubs to recruit members for the spring semester. Clubs. I remember the club that started this all. Monica and the Literature Club. Before I can continue to soak in my memories, my door gently opens. Stop with the gently opening door! I hate it! Ever since the original game, I hate that sentence. Hello, Mark. It's Yuri. Well, no shit. Would be weird if it was Monica. Thank you for today. You're very welcome. I'm still laying on my back. My words are spoken to the ceiling. Yuri takes a seat on the bed. This day was really special. By the way, I never told her happy birthday. Like literally say it out loud. Happy birthday. I'm glad. Oh, there's one more thing. Huh? I get up and open my drawer. I pull out a sheet of paper. I wrote this after yesterday. It's a thank you. I hand Yuri the paper. Then lay back down onto the bed. She stares a bit dumbfounded at me before turning the paper. Okay. Lost in the dark. Concrete surrounds me on every side. Every direction is nothing but pitch black. I cannot see even what is inches in front of me. I'm lost. Which way is up? Which is down? Forwards? Back? This tunnel of La Latina consumes me. I only hear my light footsteps atop the gravel. I move slowly forward, as if I'm chained to weights, dragging my feet as the gravel beneath kicks up. As I move, the chains grow heavier and heavier. My head feels heavy. The fear of the abyss eats at me. My legs buckle and collapse onto my hand and knees. The small pebbles in the gravel stab into my palms. I begin to lose hope and I give into the darkness. Suddenly, I'm blinded, not by dark, but by a bright light. A glowing light piercing my retinas in this endless tunnel. In the center of that light is a girl. She takes a step. She takes another and another until she stands above me. I stare at her in disbelief as she holds out her hand. I reach for her. The moment my skin makes contact with hers, I am transported out of the darkness. I can see, hear, feel. The girl stands beside me. Her hair flows in the wind. She's like an angel who fell from heaven, only for our paths to interlock in the dark, and together we can live in the light. I watch her eyes glide left and right following the words. Eventually she stops, yet continues to stare at the page. Is this really how you feel? I continue to talk to the ceiling. I realize something, Yuri. All my life I've been running away from my problems. I've been pretending they're not there, bottling them up. And they were slowly eating away at me. I was lost. I couldn't find my way out of the darkness I put myself into. I looked straight into her lavender eyes. But you were my light. You were the light that guided me. You painted the colors after the world had left me grey. I don't really know how to explain it. Love, maybe. I don't even know what that word means if I'm being honest. But that's just how I feel. I want to be with you, Yuri. I want to spend all the time we have on this earth with you. I can't imagine being with anyone else, no matter how long or how short it is. Even if we're gone tomorrow, at least I'd be happy knowing that I had met you. Because you are single-handedly the best thing to ever happen to me. So thank you. Thank you for being who you are. So yeah, that's what I think. She looks at me as if I'm an old friend she hasn't seen in years. Her eyes glow in the dim lighting of my room. She stares at me, speechless. It's a bit awkward, but I don't dare break the silence either. I just hold her gaze within mine. Time stands still. It's as if my room is a single room floating in space. Only Yuri and me occupying it, with no one else to intrude. Yuri moves over to me. Whoa, hi. What the hell was that? What the fuck was that? I thought I saw something like moving there, what the hell? Wait, what's happening? Mark, you have no idea what your words mean to me. Well, it's just how I feel. Yuri hangs over me with a temptatious glare. Our breaths are heavy. Oh, please tell me I don't have to censor anything again. I look at Yuri as to confirm what's happening. I want to do this. Okay. Yuri leans down and her lips meet mine. I've never done this before. The nervousness from when I first met Yuri is back. We're both sweating as if we're both at a loss to what to do. I feel my heart bursting out of my chest. Yuri speaks softly. Neither have I. Okay, please tell me it's gonna stop there. Oh, thank God. I was really scared that I once again had to censor and read through a very awkward, intimate scene there, but luckily they didn't do that this time. Okay, thank the gods. I'm sorry, Venus. I'm pretty sure that Venus would have wanted a very intimate sex scene there, but I'm glad that it wasn't there. Okay, there we go. That's the goodest place I need to stop this episode. Okay, so yeah, a lot of things happening. I really want to know what how Sayori is doing, and I also want to know how Natsuki is doing. I am scared of Monika still, and yeah, it's going very well with Yuri. Yeah, okay. And in general, I'm just loving this mod so far. It's amazing. I love the seriousness and I love the humor in between. It's all very, I think I haven't really seen that many bad things. Yeah, a couple misspellings here and there, but that's fine. That was in Blue Skies, and I don't think I've seen a single mod so far where that has nothing, where nothing was misspelled. So, you know, I don't care about that. Yeah, the only things I didn't really like were the extreme drooling over Yuri in the very beginning, but other than that, I have had a massive blast playing this mod so far, so I'm really curious to see how the story is going to develop next. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Click the like button if you did, subscribe to join the Roman army, and I'll see you in the next one. See you later, Romans. Valete.